Salute, salute, salute. This is your boy King Jr. back at y'all with some more boxing news, like always. And today is a very touchy subject that I hate talking about it, but I got to talk about it anyway. Actually, it's going ongoing now because the fight is made. But let's get to the point. It looks like Errol Spence is the underdog in this fight against Terence Crawford. And I'm going to pull up the odds. I do think Terence Crawford's like a 180 or something like that. I think he's like negative 180. I don't know how the odds work for too much. I do know a little bit of math, So if you would have bet $100 on Terence Crawford, I'm guessing you get a $180 back. I don't know how the betting odds work, but I do know that Terence Crawford is the favorite in the fight. I'm not surprised because a lot of boxing pundits is giving Terence Crawford, in my opinion, just way too much credit. That's just my opinion. You guys might have a different opinion than mine, but I'm just expressing my opinion and my thoughts. And I would like to hear y'all's in the comment section. If you ain't gotta like what I gotta say, express your thoughts to me in the comment section, and we can elaborate on it more. But and also, Teddy Atlas says that we heard him numerous occasions said this before that Terence Crawford is a dog. But he also states that Errol Spence Jr. is very good, very fundamentally sound, stick to the basics. But Errol Spence Jr. is also a dog as well. A lot of people bring up questionable fights with Errol Spence Jr., and there's one fight that is very questionable that caught a lot of people's eye with Errol Spence Jr. is the Mikey Garcia fight. We know that Errol Spence Jr. had a lot of haters and a lot of doubters say that he wasn't going to beat Mikey Garcia. Even Errol Spence Jr. favorite boxer, Sugar Ray Leonard, that he looked up to, even said Mikey Garcia was going to beat Errol Spence Jr. And I find it very crazy. And a lot of if these boxing fans was crying, saying, "Well, Errol didn't knock him out." Well, first of all, Mikey was bragging the fight, saying that I'm going to look to outbox Errol Spence, out pinpoint him. And Errol's like, "Okay, cool, let's outbox each other then." And the fight was clearly a one-sided fight. The fight wasn't even close. Errol legitimately won every single round, and so on and so forth. So he closed that out. And this is what I got to bring up. And this might make you Terence Crawford fans happy as well. Terence Crawford, I don't know how long it's been since he's been to a decision, but Terence Crawford has not gone into a decision from the past 8 to 10 fights, however many fights Crawford has now. He has not gone into a decision. He has knocked out every single opponent he has faced so far. And I have to give Terence Crawford credit. You guys know me. I'm not the biggest Terence Crawford fan in the world, but I have to give the man credit. He has knocked out every single opponent he has faced. I believe the last opponent that he didn't knock out was Victor Postal. He went to like a 12-round decision. I think that was the last time, and that's been a while. So props to Terence Crawford for continuing the knockout streak. Can he do it against Errol Spence Jr.? In my opinion, I don't think he could do it. But Terence Crawford, if you wants to prove to me that you one hell of a boxer, the greatest fighter in the world, knock out Errol Spence. If you knock out Errol Spence, you get my respect 100%. I'll support you 2,000,000% more than Errol Spence. But I'm still going to ride with Errol Spence because he's my favorite fighter, and he fought a lot of guys that I like to see in the ring, and he beat all the guys that I like to see him fought in the ring. And now you two got the chance, opportunity to make history. So I'm not gonna keep this video too long. Teddy Atlas, he sees it. He talks about the fight. He sees it as both guys is going to give it everything they have. I'm just emphasizing. He feels like Terence Crawford's a dog. He feels like Errol Spence is fundamentally sound. But he also stated that Errol Spence is also a dog too. So it's going to be one of the greatest fights since Tommy the Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, however long that fight was since 1984. Don't believe me on that. I'm just throwing that year out there. It's been a while since I actually seen the fight highlights of that fight. But at the end of the day, it looks like Terence Crawford is the favorite in this fight. And I'm not shocking because Terence Crawford has a lot of celebrities and boxing pundits behind him, and he's very favorite to beat Errol Spence Jr. Now, in my opinion, I think Errol Spence beats Terence Crawford. Style makes fights for a reason. The guy that I know that Terence Crawford was a bad MF dude 5 to 8 years ago at 140, maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer than that. He was on a whole different planet. I'm talking about you could put this guy in the ring with anybody in the world. He beats him besides the heavyweights, but if you would have put him in the ring at that time, he beats everybody. He obliterates everybody. I would say that Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence at 140 if Errol Spence was a 140-pound guy, but he's just not. But this 147 guy, Terence Crawford, he's just not the same fighter to me. Terence Crawford has slowed down a little bit, not too much, but he has slowed down. I can see it in his face that he's ready to just, get this fight over with, do the best he can. If he wins, he wins. If he don't, he don't. I think Terence Crawford may have 2 to 3 more fights under his belt, and I think he's going to retire. Terence Crawford seems the type of guy that he's just looking to spend more time with his family. He kind of not have that hunger no more. You can kind of go back to that interview with him and Jeriah Ennis had that feud a few days ago, a week ago. So don't quote me on this, but I think it was a few days ago that it was kind of shaky about how these two was trying to get a deal going. It's kind of saying that you don't know which side to bleed. You kind of want to linger to Crawford that he wanted to fight or Jerron Ennis. It's kind of like that. It's like Crawford, do you really want to go up against this young lion Jerron Ennis? I don't know. Who knows at the end of the day? But Crawford still looks in good. He still looks in great shape. He's still knocking people out. He has the longest knockout streak in boxing today, probably. So hey, I give props to Terence Crawford. I'm not a Terence Crawford hater. I just don't think he beats Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence is more hungry. I think he is the top dog at the welterweight division. I think Terence Crawford is on his way out the division and moving on to something better. I just don't see Terence Crawford beating Errol Spence. I'm just going to elaborate. When the fight gets closer, I will break that fight down a little bit better. I told you I was going to break it down. When that fight gets maybe around like close to June, I will break that fight down and give you guys more specific details on the fight. But I still say Errol Spence beats him. I just think the basics of Errol Spence Jr. You can never go wrong with the basics. Just like Devin Haney. A lot of people don't like Devin Haney, but hey, one thing I can say about Devin Haney is he may not be the hardest puncher in the world, but he's a master class boxer. Errol Spence is a master class, fundamentally sound boxer. That's what he is. He's very good at his fundamentals. Now there are some errors that he would have to clean up, and there are some errors that Terence Crawford would have to clean up. You can say Terence Crawford is a. I could really say Terence Crawford is a puncher. From the past 8 fights, he's knocked out everybody. I can say Terence Crawford's really not a boxer. I can really say Terence Crawford's more like a boxer puncher because he's knocking everybody out. It's not the pizzazz like Gervonta Tank Davis, but hey, I got to give the man his credit. He has knocked out all his opponents he has fought so far. He has not taken them to a split decision. So, with that being said, guys, it looks like Terence Crawford is the favorite according to the Vegas betting odds, whatever you want to call it. He seems to be the favorite over Errol Spence Jr. So if you bet $100 on Terence Crawford, you're probably gonna win $180. I think he's like 180 or something like that. So I don't know what the odds for Errol Spence. I have to relook at the odds again because my memory just elapses sometimes. But Terence Crawford, congratulations, bro. You're the favorite. I wish both these guys nothing but the best. But at the end of the day, one more thing. Teddy Atlas says Terence Crawford's a dog. Errol Spence is fundamentally sound and also is a dog as well. It's going to be a great fight for both of these guys. So, with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way in and on your way out. This is your boy King Jr. I will be back at you guys with some more boxing news. I am out of here. Peace.